Alright guys, this is just a follow-up. If you look, I found, it's not from today, but my last hunt here, or 2 hunts ago here, I was using the Garrett. Today I got the Garrett AT Pro out, and we're out in the field. But I dug this piece of metal, about a pound or two. Let me see if I can get it in focus. From this hole right here, it was about 2 feet deep, and I thought it was a piece of tractor, maybe a farm piece. But the more I started thinking about it, then I took it over to this fence over here, because I didn't want to carry it around all day, and I threw it up on the fence line. Well, after I started thinking about it, since I dug this thing so freaking deep, I thought I better go back and get that piece of metal, clean it up, see if it is anything. This thing was the deepest relic I've gotten out of this field, and as you can tell down the bottom there was a layer of shell rock, and it was underneath that. So I'm not sure what it is. Anybody got any ideas? It's probably just farm equipment or a tractor part, but it was down about 2 feet deep. A real light faint signal, but it was just screaming when I got to it. I thought it was an artillery shell. It was up on the end like that when I dug it, and I thought for sure it was a shell. That's why I kept digging, but it turned out to be this. Anybody has a clue what this is, leave me a description or leave me some feedback in my description box. I appreciate it. This is all from Virginia. Got a little bit of snow this morning, and we're gonna go try to find the rest of that gun. It's down that hill. I dug out my map. Map says there was an old stone wall there, but I think in reality it was a road, and we've seen the road bed. Breckenridge's Corps before the 3rd Battle of Winchester humped up through there where we think the road is, and went about 1.5 miles to the east. So I'm gonna go back there today where I got that belt adjuster and the lock off the Richmond musket, and see if we can find any more of that musket, and see if we can find a plate today. I got it several hours to dig, and let's go have some fun later. Alright, just dug a signal, shallow hole up along the right up along the fence line. Fence is right beside of me. That road bed is right over there. I'll probably go over there a little bit. I'm gonna fool around here first. But I got a piece of I don't know, it's a piece of lead, like ribbon lead. I'm not sure what it is. Kind of cutting a spear, just cut lead or a piece of ribbon lead. Could have been melting them down for bullets, or could have been making something. Don't know. Just thought I'd show you. First, got a couple little iron signals. I didn't film any of them, nothing, but I'm not sure what it is. Just a couple little doodads. But this is the first piece of lead. This is Earl. See you in a little bit. Well, got a little shovel scoop, and the signal dropped out in the ground. It's right here, and I think it's going to be a Sharps. It is. It's a nice drop Sharps. First bullet of the day, and I'll take it. Pretty cool, man. We're right up near the road where there's a lot of aluminum. I just dug a screw cap. Thought this was gonna be a screw cap. It's kind of surprised it fell out, but nice drop Sharps. Sharps carbine. Alright guys, later. Alright, the wind's getting up, but hadn't been a minute later. I just got one big old chunk of melted lead. Hole shallow again. Actually right here along a cut for the power line. And shoot, that thing probably weighs about 1/4 pound. It's a big old chunk of melted lead. I just thought I'd give y'all a heads up. I don't think I usually talk about it, but my settings, I don't know if this is going to show up or not, but I'm in Pro Zero setting on the AT Pro. I'm using about 15 iron discrimination. Been using 10, but I'm in a chatter area, so I turned it up a little bit. Sometimes I go up to 25. It's real bad, but right now I'm at 15, just to get an idea what that lead is. It's a good solid 78, 80, pretty much an 80 signal. The bolts in here are usually around 69 to 72, maybe a little higher sometimes, but there's bigger chunks like this on this lead scream up around 80, and the plates with the brass and the lead on the plates usually ring around 88, 89, 91, somewhere in that range. But just give you a heads up. Just like I said, I'm AT Pro regular stock coil, and Killer Bee headphones, and a Leshy Shovel Relic Pro short tee. And let's get back to digging later. You're not gonna believe this. I got a signal. It was it sounded like it was laying on the ground. If you look close, got me a dropped 3-ringer. Didn't even have to jig for it. That one might be shot. Whoa, that one's different. That one's got a pretty deep base in it. You usually don't find a 3-ringer with a deep base like that. I have to look that one up. I'm not sure what that is. It's a 3-ringer. That might be a Washington Arsenal. I'm not sure. I have to look it up. Usually 3-ringers around here are not that deep at all. This thing's laying right on the ground, man. That's unreal. Laying right there. How about that for fun? Can't beat that. I crossed back over the fence. I'm heading toward where the gun part was and the belt adjuster. Let's see what we can find. Later. Alright guys, I'm back. Tried some exploring for a while in the other field. Struck out, so came back. It's a little wet too. It's pretty wet, so I got to stay up in the higher spots because you dig a hole and it fills up with water. So about 4 inches deep. Got a signal in here. Pretty sure it's a bullet. Right there it is. Uncovering for the first time. What, 150 years? Whoops, dropped it. That's about what it is too. It's a drop 58. You know, I always dig them. I think it's the second 58 for the day. It's sharps, 258s, melted lead. Nothing spectacular, but take a bullet any day. Alright guys, I'll see y'all at the next hole. Alright, not far from where I dug the 58, got a mid 50 signal, which is usually brass, but I think what I see the hole, and I don't think I've got too many of these, especially out of this field. Got a weird looking, hold on a minute. Shoot. Just got a nice little old, it's like some kind of a Colt pistol bullet. It's been fired or wormed. Oops, sorry, I'm out of frame. Sorry about that. I don't think it's wormed. It's been fired. Looks like some kind of like a 36 caliber Colt, some type. I figure it's a Colt. I'm not sure. Pistol bullet. First, other than a buck ball, it's the first pistol bullet I've dug out of this field. Alright guys, like I said, I'm not far from where the 58 was, not far from where I found some gardeners, so we'll plunder around here a little bit, see what comes up. Alright man, later. Alright, this signal was giving me about a 68 to 72 signal. I lost it for a minute. It was in the sidewall here, and it's right here, pretty sure. It's right down there. Another drop 58. It looks like we might got into the pocket of bolts. We'll dig around here for a little while and see what happens. Maybe some brass pop up. Who knows? Can't tell if it's showing up or not. Another drop 58. This field sure has had a lot of them. There's probably still plenty more in here. Alright guys, see you at the next hole. Alright, the wind's picking up. I got a wet old stumpy hole and I already filled it in, but I got a bullet right here. And I think it's going to be a cleaner. It is, Williams cleaner. Hold on. It's going to be a nice dropped zinc washer, man. Thing's got a good patina on it. Nice old Williams cleaner bullet. It was down a little bit. Had a real soft signal, but it was in floating in water in the bottom of the hole. It was down about 7 inches, 6-7 inches. Had a real low crappy, not crappy, but a chirpy signal. Just barely heard it. But Williams cleaner bullet. Liking it. See you guys at the next terrific find. You know, sort of like hitting the lottery, being winner chicken dinner or something like that. Alright guys, later. Alright, I just got a 37 to 55 signal, which is usually brass, and looking at it, it is. But I'm not too sure what it is, but I think I know, maybe. You know, I might be stretching it some. Of course, right now, you can't tell because the dirt's inside of it. This thing's folded in half. I think I got part of an epaulet. It's folded in half, but if it opened up, it'd be one of the scales, the epaulet pan, which is the shoulder pan, the pan on top, and then the epaulet is the bottom piece, and it's done in layers. And this piece is folded in half, but I'm pretty sure it's part of a shoulder epaulet. Made of brass, like I said, it's folded in half. Because I see a little, right there's a little, I think a little rivet screw. I'm pretty sure right there where my thumb is, there's a little nick in there where it would have layered up. There've been a bunch of them. They layer up on top of each other and make a set of scales. I think that's what that is. I'll look around here and see if we can find any more of it later. Alright, still windy. I hope this doesn't get too bad. But I'm getting anywhere from some weird signal. This broken a little bit. 63 to 76 signal. It's somewhere in this pile here. And let's see if we can find it together. That's not it. There it is, down the bottom. I knew it was in there somewhere. It's gonna be another cleaner. Hold on. It's muddy, as you can tell. I'm trying not to get my gloves soaked because it's pretty cold out here too. Just above freezing again like it was last time. There you go, guys. Zinc washer still on it. It's a drop Williams cleaner bullet. Alright, let's see if we can find another signal. Later. Just dug a signal, trying to stay out of the wind, that just rang at 74, 75, laying right on the ground, pretty much wasn't down deep, and it looks to be I thought it was going to be a bullet, fired bullet, but I ain't too sure it is. I'm not sure what it is. Might be a canteen spout. Pretty sure it is. I think it's going to be a canteen spout. I thought it was going to be a bullet first, but it's kind of hard to tell. I'll have to show you that one on the cleanup, but it's got me baffled. If you can see, it's folded over, so I'm pretty sure it was round at one time. I think it was a canteen spout. I've already gotten part of one other lead one and two pewter ones out of here. That's kind of cool. Just kind of curious on that end. Looks a little weird unless it's rolled over there. Have to clean that one up a little bit, but that's a possibility. Canteen spout, or it's a bullet that's been, I don't know, big old base. I don't know, man. Have to clean that one up. Not sure, but I think it's a canteen spout. Alright, later. Alright, next hole, about up to my thumb. 4 inches, 5 inches. And I got a brass signal. It's about 50 to 60, reading 50 to 52 range, which is a little bit low for brass, but in that range. So it's either going to probably be brass or trash. So let's see if we can find something green in here or something else. And I'm not sure. Tell I got a pointer. Hang on a minute. Alright, had to use the metal detector a little bit. It's in my hand somewhere, so right there. That's where the weight's at. That's what it is. Now what is it? Oh man, it's gonna be a carb bullet. Oh, cool as heck. Cool as heck. I'm not sure what. Good as hole goes all the way through. Probably a fishing sinker, I would figure. The Apollo 13, I'm not sure which. Hang on a minute. Well, take it back. It's not a fishing sinker. Try to poke the hole through, which I thought it was a hole, and it's actually just a dimple. So it's probably the dimple hole off the base of the bullet. I have no idea what kind of bullet it was, but he's been carving on that one. Been several carved pieces out of here. That was weird. It's getting a brass signal. It's like a 50. I guess because it's so small. I don't know. Beats the heck out of me, but I'll take it anyway. That's I love the carved pieces. It's more personal stuff there. Somebody took a few minutes to whack on it, whatever it was. Alright, this is Earl from Virginia, signing off. Alright, just got a signal, 60 to 65. Thought it was going to be possibly a bullet, but I'm in a trash zone. But I'm looking at what I think is a piece of brass, believe it or not. Another J-hook. I love these J-hooks. That's a lefty to me. I can't remember. I think I got 3 lefties and 3 righties. Oops. And there you go, piece of brass, starting to get in some signals. I'm trying to walk out of here, but like it seems like every time I try to leave this place, that's when I start finding everything. So go figure. All right, nice J-hook. Wafers on there. No bends. I'll clean it up later. Part of your backpack or haversack, whatever you want to call it. Closure piece for it. Alright guys, later. Alright, it's time for one of those Tar Heel Diggin bounty wrap-ups, and I'm trying to make this quick. Basically I got 3 drop 58s right here, 2 drops Williams cleaner bullets. I got me also a Sharps bullet. It was dropped. And I got what I believe is a Colt pistol bullet. I don't know if this is focusing or not. I think it is. It's hard to tell through this viewfinder. But I got a Colt pistol bullet. It's been fired. Looks like it's been fired at least. Then what else I got? Got a big old piece of melted lead. Pretty heavy chunk. Got another piece of camp lead. No big deal there. But the piece I thought was a canteen top, when I turned it sideways, it increased. Actually, after looking at it and cleaning it up, I think it's part of a Hotchkiss sabot. Lead sabot off a Hotchkiss shell. Just a small fragment of it. But this piece here, or not actually piece, but that lip area up on the top usually would have wrapped right into the casing on the shell and kind of retained it in place. It had been a lead band that goes around the shell. They're usually about, let me back this up. They're usually about 1.5 inches, I think 2 inches wide, maybe about 2 inches wide, and then they'll wrap around. They usually have grooves for the rifling. But I thought it was a canteen top because I was looking at it sideways with dirt on it, but there's no hole in the middle. It's not smashed. It's solid. So I'm starting to lean more to, like I said, a fragment off a Hotchkiss sabot. So got that. For brass, I got a nice J-hook. I got a small brass ring, but I think it actually is the collar to a 3-piece military button, which if it was a military button, and that is the collar to a 3-piece. 3-piece would have been the top and the bottom, and then it would have been retained with one of these rings. Usually these rings are pretty brittle and they break off. This one's still whole, but the button's missing. So I would say if it's a 3-piece, it's probably a big old New York button, but there's no way really telling. And I think we already went over the epaulet. The piece that's folded up is right here. I can't remember if I already talked about it or not, but it's an epaulet scale. There would have been about 10 or 12 of these. They've been stacked one on top of the other, and they would come down the row, and then there would have been a brass band that goes around the outside to retain them. And then where these little holes are at, I think there's like little, I can't remember if there's little studs or little wire, little brass wire that that kind of held all the scales together and interlocked them. And then at the top there'd been a big old brass pan, and shoulder scale would have been cavalry. It would have been up on their top of the shoulders, strictly ornamental. Be a big old brass pan on the top shoulder, and then the scales would have lined up coming down the shoulder onto the arm. And so that's an epaulet. And then the card pieces. This one is pretty cool. I'm not sure. It was a bullet. You can tell from the dimple. This thing, I don't know if it's focused or not. You can tell from the dimple on the bottom. It was a bullet. Not sure what kind. Then they carved it up. I'm not even sure what they're making, but it kind of looks like a Hershey Kiss. But if you look at the top really well, it looks like right here and on the other side, it might have had a loop on the top. And if there's a loop on the top, they might have been using it for a fishing weight. No way to tell. I thought there was a hole in the middle, but I tried to clean it up in the field. There is no hole. It's just a dimple, which is the base off a bullet. And then they carved it down. So it's kind of hard to tell. Then another piece I got, I didn't film in the field. I thought it was just a piece of melted lead, but it may be a pistol bullet. And then on the back side, they carved it, and you kind of see right here where there might have been a dimple for the pistol bullet in the bottom. And it looks like they just cut it in two. I don't know what they were making, or if they're just playing around there too. And then I got this last piece of lead. I'm not sure what they were doing there. It's just a strip of lead. I don't know if it just happens to be a strip and they were melting it down, or they were actually trying to make something, but it's been, who knows what it is they were trying to make. It's kind of like a pointed end, long stem. And what else? I think that's it. Alright guys, that's a wrap up. This is Earl from Virginia, and hope y'all have a good day digging. Later.